What a do, Zero Crew. We're here with another live stream today. Today we're discussing Nottingham Forest 1, Chelsea 1. It's a live review that we are going to be discussing today. So everyone that's just tuned in, make sure to smash that like button. If you're new, make sure to do subscribe as well, guys. Hit that like button on your way in. Or if you're on your way out, make sure to smash that like button. And I appreciate that much as well, guys. So today, it's a big topic to discuss today. I've had my rants on Twitter that I'm now going to share with you guys. But first, let's roll the intro so we can get into today's stream. Let's go.
We fucking got him.
And we're back, guys, here with another live stream today. We're discussing Chelsea 1, Nottingham Forest 1. Now, today, it's just another one of the losses. I mean, we came Bournemouth the win. I said to everyone, I'm not excited. I said I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the highlights. I just didn't care. 2-0 against Bournemouth, stock standard. We move on to the next game. And I think, a lot of fans, I think, finally didn't really get too excited. And now come Nottingham, when we draw 1-1, it's just like the same thing happens. It's going to repeat itself. And I don't know when people are going to wake up and realize that it's going to be the same mess for a while. And I think we kind of, I wouldn't say predicted this, but I think one half of the Chelsea fan base kind of did predict this. And I was one of them who said the manager coming in will not change anything. And you're not bringing in a manager that's better than our previous manager. You're bringing in a manager who's way worse than the manager that we had. So I already said that it wasn't going to work out from the day Potter stepped in. But again, it's not all Potter's fault. The blame does not go to Potter. And today's title is Can Graham Potter Fix Chelsea's Mess? Now, we left 2022 in the worst state of Chelsea we've had in years. We are in a big mess. And the kind of contention of today's stream, guys, is can Graham Potter fix Chelsea's mess? Because we're in a massive, massive mess right now. And is he the guy to solve it? Let's discuss that today. Let's see what we can do. We got Hashim in the house. We got my boy Hashim. It's the same old CFC. No change, folks. Like, boy, did we miss him. And that's the thing. I see some people on Twitter, and I've said Rich James is one of our. He's one of our most important players. Without him, we struggle. And I see the same fans, those same Chelsea fans, they come and they say that, but at the same time, they come protect these players. These shit players should not be protected. You should not be coming and protecting these players. I will only protect the players who perform well week in, week out, and that hasn't just joined, right? So take away Cucurella, Koulibaly, Sterling to an extent, and the guys who we signed just this season, Zakaria as well. The only players I back are Kepa Arrizabalaga, Reece James, and Thiago Silva. Right? That's the only players I support. Right? That has just shown. The rest can leave. I wouldn't. And Kovacic. The rest can leave. I wouldn't care. So we need to kind of look at ourselves and say, when this player is out, we struggle. When one player is missing, we struggle to a high extent. If you look at Barcelona, the days when Barcelona were without Messi, Barcelona without Messi wasn't drop dead relegation team shit. They were the best, but they could still beat a team without Messi. But we lose Reece James and we can't beat Nottingham Forest. This is a championship team. This is not. If this was Liverpool, I would understand. City, United, I'll understand. But this is Nottingham Forest. When we lose someone like Reece James and we cannot cope to beat Nottingham Forest, when we lose one player, that's how you know our team is shit. And I don't know when Chelsea fans are going to wake up and realize that our team is shit. But I've been saying it for nearly a year now. I've been saying these players are garbage. These players are the problems. The manager is not the problem. He's part of the problem, but the main problem is these players. I big up to my boss who says, "A draw feels like a loss. Jorginho should start next game. Jorginho on the pitch is playing like 10 men." And again, it's the same switch. I see it's been happening for nearly 3 years now, guys. Every time we'll lose, they'll just run at Jorginho. They'll run at him. And I've said that if Jorginho leaves, I'm fine with it. He should leave. But if he stays, he stays. But If he stays, he leaves, we should be getting a replacement for him. And I've said if he extends his contract, Potter extends Kante Jorginho's contract, I'm gonna be a bit concerned on why. Why are you doing this? Why? But again, looking on last game, I don't think Jorginho had the best game, but nor did the other 10 of our players. So I think obviously we pick who we want to hate. And majority of the fans just come on Jorginho all the time. Those Rice lovers, everyone who wants Rice. Guys, Declan Rice isn't coming, guys. By the way, no one wants Declan Rice, right? Declan Rice isn't coming. But the same Declan Rice fans hate on Jorginho so much, despite him being the highest player to get a Ballon d'Or since Lampard got it. Was the highest ranking, sorry, on the Ballon d'Or since Lampard had it, and it's been Jorginho. So Mason Mount is nowhere near it. Declan Rice never, I don't think ever made the list. So we need to respect Jorginho and what he's done this club. I do hope he leaves. I think he gets too much disrespect at this club. I actually hope he leaves. At least the best. He'll be leaving and he'll be laughing because he's left with a great legacy. He's left with a great career. He's had a great career at Chelsea, and I hope he leaves, on somewhat of a high note. So I hope he leaves come August, because I don't think he should be staying, because I don't think he deserves to play in this team anymore. I think we've just disrespected him too much. So I think he just should leave. Mason Mount has to leave CFC. I'm quite happy he hasn't got on the contract, and there's a reason why he hasn't got on the contract, because he's garbage. I think people are finally waking up, and I've realized, like, yes, I didn't even attack Mason Mount yesterday because it's just boring. It's boring. It's the same shit. It's the same shit. Like we know he's rubbish. All right, move on. Like now all eyes are on Potter. Is he going to get rid of him? And I said that the day a manager gets rid of Mason Mount is the day I have respect for that manager. Be able to Felipe say, we're looking at 3 years minimum, excel to mid table while we rebuild, and be able to Felipe. But the thing is, okay, I'm gonna talk about this rebuild, rebuilding, redefining definition of rebuilding is going from the top, dropping to the bottom, and staggering your way back up, right? And to stagger your way from the bottom to the top, what do you have to do? You have to make changes. So how are we in a rebuild when the same players have been here since 2017 are still here? The window's open. You can't make any excuses, guys. The window's open. These players can leave. The window's open. No one. You can't say, "Oh, Potter's just walked in," but no, it's January 2nd. They can leave. I don't care how I don't care what day it is. They should be gone. If we're in a rebuild, these players who don't fit the system should be gone. So for me, a rebuild is transforming this team, and to transform this team, we have to get rid of these players. Mainly, firstly, get rid of these players. Then I can sit and I say, Graham Potter's doing something. But rebuilding around the Graham Potter is not ideal for me. It's not an ideal, because I can't sit here and tell you what Graham Potter wants. I can't tell you his personnel players. I can't tell you his formation he enjoys. I can't tell you who he likes at Chelsea. I can't tell you anything. All I can tell you is that he prefers Kepa over Mendy. That's the only thing I can tell you guys. Besides that, I can't tell you anything about Graham Potter. I don't know. I don't know. So, are we rebuilding? Because if we're rebuilding, I will say, Reece James, go have that surgery. Why are you forcing yourself to come back when you're not ready? Go have that surgery. I know. Rebuilding should be exactly, and we are in a rebuild, but we have to have some actions before we can classify ourselves as a rebuild. Because I don't see us rebuilding anything. Instead, we're just destroying ourselves more than rebuilding. Because if we were rebuilding, I want to see Reece James come out and say, "I'm taking 6 months off of football. I'm going to go have surgery," and I'll clap my hands. I'll say, "We are changing. We are in a rebuild finally." And then I'm gonna wake up Wednesday and I'm gonna see Mason Mount has officially left the club. I'm gonna go, fantastic. We're rebuilding. We've just signed in Cuckoo. Mount's left. Mendy's left. Aspie's left. Loftus Cheeks left. Gallagher's left. Like, when I finally see that these players are leaving, these players are taking actions of recovering themselves, and we get players in who want to play, that's when I know that we are rebuilding. But with Jan 2nd, I should be seeing these players leaving now. I don't, Potter should be having sleepless nights on working to rebuild this team if he really wants to stay here. We need to sign a right back as a backup to Rich, and I can't send Aspie. Aspie's he's done, man. He's done. I mean, I don't want to do that with Aspie, because I think all we're gonna say is he's finished. Move on. That's it. Like, he's done. But I want to bring in, because as in the title goes, is Potter the right man for Chelsea? Right? Is Potter the right man? I want everyone to like the video right now. I like the stream. We've got 8 people in here. Smash that like button right now. And when you lose a game 1-1 and you come in the press conference, And I come and I see this. I think it would have been unfair if we took more than a point. To me, that's just I don't know what to say to that. Honestly, like, when I see that, I see someone coming out and say like the word unfair, like they play such great football. They're such a great team. We're just such a bad. Like I don't get where he's coming from. This if he's saying that it's unfair because we have shit players, I would understand because we do. Like Tuchel came out. Tuchel said this. Tuchel came out and he said directly, nothing's going to change until the players leave. We have the same problem because we have the same players. No one wanted to believe. No one wants to sit here and they criticize him for saying, oh, manager shouldn't say that. But when a manager comes out and says this rubbish, it's unfair if we took more than a point. Here we put Potter in, man. This is the guy who I want to rebuild my team. I'm sorry, this is the guy who will not rebuild anything near me. With this mentality, he's getting nowhere near rebuilding. I'm sorry, he can't. We can't have this mentality at the club. It's just horrendous. I'm looking at it. I think it would have been unfair. That word unfair. What's unfair? Unfair to who? Unfair to us because I don't understand where he's coming from, and I think that right there is just a weak mentality person. It's not big club, and I say this one more time. I say Graham Potter, this is his biggest club ever. It's his biggest club he's ever going to manage. He's not going to take these massive risks like dropping Mount, selling Kante, selling and creating a new team and creating a new rebuild because it's like he's just going to listen to what Bowie says. If Bowie says jump, he'll jump. He's the yes man. He's not the manager. He's not the coach. He's the yes man. Potter says, Graham's, what's that? Fuck him. Bowie says jump, Graham jumps. So I've said if we should have never ever sacked Tuchel, but if we ever were, we should have waited till the end of the World Cup because you look now, Luis Enrique has a free job because and I know Luis Enrique. This guy dropped Ramos from the Spain team. Was it a good idea? He thought it was, but he took the risk. He had the balls to drop. What's his name? Ramos. Like he had the balls to do that. That's what I want at Chelsea to take risks, right? Tuchel did that. Remember Tuchel used to always take these risks, and we always used to say, "How does it work out?" Like remember Tuchel, you make this super sub out of nowhere, and it will somehow work out. And we go, no, never doubt this manager. And I say that this team is rubbish because this team didn't win us the UCL in 2021, 2022. It was the manager. The manager found a way to use these players to get them a win. But then these players, these fans, we all kind of looked at it and go, "Wow, these players are amazing." We're UCL winners, but we didn't give enough credit to the manager. I give 99.9% of credit to the Champions League win to Thomas Tuchel. And to think that we're nearly 2 years later and we still have the same team and the same team's declining and people still back these players, like you still back Havertz because he scored in the Champions League, that's just embarrassing. And the people say, oh, Havertz is back because scoring Bournemouth. Where was he yesterday? Nottingham Forest, another relegating team. Where was he? Mount, yesterday. Mount was so selfish. Like that guy, he's just selfish and he's rubbish. Like, I'm all for being a selfish player, but you gotta be selfish to score the fucking goal. Mount is just absolutely horrendous. Havertz horrendous. Sterling, get to tap him. Like, and I said signing Sterling is a finished player. I said I would rather go for Gabriel Jesus, and I said this, and I said when Sterling signed, though, I was happy. I said, okay, we got Sterling. I want to see the best from Sterling. I backed him, but I did say he was a finished player. I did say that. I said Sterling's a finished player. And there was so much hate for, he's a Manchester City legend, blah, blah, blah. He's finished. I said I'd rather go for Gabriel Jesus, someone who's fighting to go for a top spot. I would rather him, but no, we decided to pick Sterling, a finished player. So it's our selection as well. It's a lot of accountability that we must take. And I say, and again, is Potter is Sterling even a Potter player? I have no clue. If Lukaku wants to Chelsea, I think, yeah, I mean, yeah, he Lukaku will never step foot back at Chelsea. Yeah, and he said this, and it's I don't know. It's just such a weak mentality. I don't want this at this club. I don't want this. Big up to once again my man. Much love to the gym at Trust the Process. And I don't say those foul words. But trust the process, man. I mean, what process is there to trust? And I think again, at this point, that is there even a process happening? Like, is there even a change, a rebuild? All the words you want to say. If the players aren't leaving, if the players aren't going through surgery to fix themselves to better themselves, like, are we willing? And I said I'm willing to finish 10th this season if Reece James takes the surgery, if Mason Mount leaves, if Kai Havertz leaves, if we get players who want to play for this club and who actually are good. Like I would take 10th place next season. That's fine if we make changes. If we have okay, I'll say this right now. If we have this same team in the by September 2023, if it's the same team or somewhat similar of a team by 2023 September, we're not going to win a trophy till 2027. It'll take us 4 years, 5 years to get anywhere near it, because that shows, or until we sack Graham Potter or sack Todd Boy, one of whoever's making the decisions. Because if these players aren't gone by at the latest this August, I want to see majority of players gone this. I want to see Loftus-Cheek gone, Aspie gone, Kante gone. I want Havertz gone, Mount gone. Let me start this list again. I want to make it clear who needs to leave. Full screen so everyone can hit here. These are the players who need to leave Chelsea for us to claim ourselves in a rebuild and for me to trust the process, because I will back the manager when he starts to take accountability and realize, okay, these players are shit. I'm going to sell Mendy, finished player, rubbish, snubbed away a 60 contract. Horrendous mentality. Get him out of the club. Aspilicueta. We all know he's fucking finished. Done. Get him out. Replace Thiago Silva, because we cannot be relying on a 39-year-old. And I think we have, but I think Thiago Silva, we should be moving on soon. But he's done a fucking amazing job for us, and we must respect him. But we need to move him on soon. He's getting very old, and we saw that from the Nottingham game. Now come to the main problem. The mid. Kante needs to go. Jorginho needs to get replaced. Gallagher needs to go. Loftus-Cheek needs to go. If we have Loftus-Cheek in this team, it's 2023 and we have Loftus-Cheek still in this team. That's fucking horrendous. That's embarrassing. Right. Now come to one of the biggest problems, the attack. Mickey the Ghost Mason Mount needs to go. James Charles Kai Havertz has to go. Ziyech is gone. Finished. Get him out of there. Gone. Aubameyang. Again, this was a Tuchel signing. I don't know why I said he would have done well on the Tuchel, but Potter doesn't want to use him. Obama, sell him. Gone. I'll question Pulisic. I'll question Pulisic, see if he goes. Sterling. If there's a player on the market who I think can be better than Sterling, sell Sterling, get him in. But I count about 15 players there, guys. I count so many players there. When I see them gone, we will start to be winning trophies, and we'll start to say, I'll trust the process until they leave. Because if you guys say Graham Potter's a good manager, if you guys are sitting here and you say you trust Graham Potter, you trust the process, and you're Graham Potter in, then Graham Potter needs to turn around and use his skills to get the players out and get the players he wants. Because that's I'll tell you right now, half these players he doesn't want. And if he does want to keep these players, get Graham Potter out of this club then. If Graham Potter wants to keep these players and he thinks that these players are going to win us trophies, get Graham Potter, because he's the real delusional one then. We got the Red Jesus, we got that awful game. It's a horrible game. Horrible. And actually, I'll bring up the foot mob thing. I didn't even look at the range, but I'm going to guess Mason Mount got a 7.5 from the range. I haven't looked at it, but I'm going to guess. Today? It was today's game, right? Why is football like this? But my wife says Jorginho has no, I don't say that word, that's a curse word. He's good at penalties and passable side with guarding job 5'4". He looks like 5. Again, but the thing is, we always just jump at Jorginho, but we know the problem with Jorginho. Like we know he's old. We know his flaws. We know, but we haven't signed the midfielder to kind of fix his flaws. We haven't signed anyone. Like we haven't signed to help him out. So what we should do is then, instead of just always coming at him when we lose the game, and then you guys will go silent when we win a game and he does well, as I said, I think a connoisseur should agree with me. Maybe I say Jorginho should leave because he doesn't deserve our respect that he's done. He should deserve every single one of the Chelsea fans' respect for what he's done. People are going to sit here laughing behind the camera with their faceless thing, go on Twitter Spaces and post, oh, Jorginho's stats. Oh my God, Jorginho is the worst thing since Bakayoko. Blah blah blah, rubbish. Faceless behind the screen while I say that shit, right? But Jorginho has won trophies here. He's looked at himself in the mirror and he goes, I've accomplished stuff that these bums will never accomplish in their life. Right? So Jorginho has got more trophies individually than half the players that these guys are. These guys hate on Jorginho, but love this fucking twat from West Ham who sucks off Mason Mount. They love that guy from West Ham, despite him playing for another badge and another rival in London. The guy's never fucking won a trophy. The guy's never fucking touched Champions League football. Probably never touched a woman in his life. But you know what? They'll disrespect Jorginho, their own player, their own badge. I don't like Mason Mount, but when Mason Mount got Ballon d'Or nominee, I was saying he deserves to win it because he plays for the badge. If Mason Mount got in top 3 Ballon d'Or, I don't like Mason Mount, but if he got in the top 3 Ballon d'Or, I will say to every single fan, Mason Mount deserves to win it. I will call Johnny. I said, Johnny, Mason Mount has those and he should win the Ballon d'Or because I support the club first. But these Jorginho haters, they don't respect the club first. They just jump on this wagon because, two guys who love Declan Rice comes out and says, oh, Jorginho is just slow. Slow. It's just embarrassing. It's just looking at the book's cover and judging it. Like, you just look at Jorginho, look, he's slow. But look what he's achieved for being slow. He's played at one of the biggest clubs in the world, one of the biggest trophies in the world. Only Chelsea player to win the UEFA Player of the Season. Yeah, top 3. He was the closest to win the Ballon d'Or since Lampard. The best Chelsea midfielder, the best Chelsea midfielder who benched him apparently. Oh, the best midfielder in Chelsea history who then managed the club benched Jorginho because he saw that he didn't have anything in him. Well, then the next manager came in and then brought Jorginho to a level where he was matching Lampard in the Ballon d'Or ranking. Jorginho was the closest to winning a Ballon d'Or since Lampard. But apparently Declan Rice is better than Jorginho. Declan Rice would never touch Chelsea, guys. Trust the process. Again, Yomi, I asked this question and I say, is that Arsenal? Because I want to discuss the Arsenal's process, but I'm not sure if that's Arsenal. Abba bench mania will come good. Trust it. I think trust the process. Build the Phillips is Potter, sack Potter, sack Potter. Potter isn't that guy though. He isn't. And I've said if we want to change, I won't fully judge Potter. I won't fully judge Potter till probably end of August 2023. But I can never be Potter out because I was never Potter in the first place. I never wanted Potter. So as I said, if he leaves tomorrow, I wouldn't give 2 fucks. I said this after the Bournemouth game last week again. I said, if Potter leaves, I wouldn't give 2 shits. But I don't think that's the main thing we should be focusing on right now. The main thing we should be focusing on right now is Potter stepping up and getting rid of these players first. If Potter doesn't get rid of one first team player by the end of January, I'm sorry, he needs to go. And if Bowie comes out and says, no, it's not Potter's fault, I'm the one making decisions on who goes, I'm not trusting Bowie. He will Bowie out them. Become Bowie out them. Because if no one leaves, if Loftus-Cheek's still here by the end of January, if Aspie's still here, if Gallagher's still here, Mount's still here, Havertz is still here in January, what process am I trusting if these same bums are still here? Like the only player who's likely going to be leaving is Jorginho, the only essential defensive, somewhat of a midfielder we have. That's a defensive midfielder, right? So yes, good. Let's move on, Jorginho. Let's move him on, but let's move on the much bigger problems as well with it. Not just one, let's not go one step at a time or slowly, one step at a time. No, you fucking go from the bottom step and you jump right to the top, yeah? Because this is not, this can't happen. I know people say Rome wasn't built in a day, yeah, blah, 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 blah. But I'm sorry, we've had the same place for 5 years. Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, but they got something done in 5 years. Chelsea hasn't got anything done in 5 years. The same fucking bums are still here since Lampard era. Since Lampard, Mount's on this pitch. Havertz is still on this pitch. Loftus-Cheek is still employed at this club. Loftus-Cheek's been here for nearly a fucking decade. Yeah, Rome wasn't built in a day, but Rome got something done in a fucking decade, alright? We have the same player from a decade ago. That's like, when will fans realize the players need to go? And I'll mention it one more time. Potter will only get the respect he deserves once he gets rid of these players. He'll start progressing. He'll start winning games, he'll start winning trophies when he gets rid of this players. Now, does he have the mental capacity or mental state to make those decisions? Time will tell. And that's what I'm judging to Potter. I'm not judging Potter on the results. I'm judging Potter how he responds to the results. Does Potter lose 1-1 against Nottingham Forest and play the same lineup and keep the same players? That's when I know he has to go. But if Potter loses 2-0 to City next week and goes, all right, I know what the real problem is. I'm going to take some authority. I'm going to take some discipline, and I'm going to get rid of these players because they're the problem. Then I'll be Pottering. But I've never been Pottering, and I can't be Potter out because I've never been Pottering. Potter needs to act like a proper manager, step up in the transfer market, and get rid of the whole Deadwoods. So Pep did with City when he sold them. Yeah, he needs we need to get, not even just Deadwoods have been here since the ones since Lampard's there. I think the only players we don't sell are the ones who joined last season. Everyone else should go. Like obviously, if they're shit, if they're shit, if like I think the only exceptions because Sterling hasn't been that good, but I won't sell him yet, right? Because we get fucking Havertz 4 years. I would like to give at least Sterling 1 year at least before we can maybe say let's sell him. To be fair, Chelsea Football Club is horrible right now. I know Graham Potter has a good style of football, and we haven't seen it yet. You either give him time, but again, he got Brighton from 11 to 9, and he got a club first in Norway. I think he has a good style of football, but I don't think it's top level football. I don't think his football will transform us to win the Premier League. I think maybe get us top 4 here and there. But I don't know. The thing is, I personally I'm not going to judge Potter's. As I said, I'm not going to judge Potter's football. I'm not going to judge the results. I'm going to judge how he dictates the results. How does he react from the results? Does he look at that result from Nottingham and make changes? Not just the formation, but to the team. Does he sack the play? Does he get rid of some players? Does he get players that he wants? Does he get class players? But the main thing is, does he take action to get rid of these dead players? Because there are so many dead players that Tuchel said 8 months ago. No one wanted to believe, and they all criticized Tuchel. Why would he say that? Why would they just want to cheat? That they won Tuchel Champions League. Blah 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 blah. Can Potter have that same energy but actually take some action to it? I think that's one thing maybe Tuchel didn't, figure out earlier. He didn't. I think he said that after the Arsenal game when I think it was too late to get rid of these players. And he was like, shit, I got new players, but these players are the real problem. Not the players I just brought in. It's not me, it's the players. So I hope Potter can figure that out. We have to Kim says you can't save Chelsea. We are done. City only got 3 points. Man, they're in it 6. We're versing them twice, yeah? We must have forget we're versing City twice. Oh my god. We have the Collins, my man Collins, who says Potter is scared of Chelsea players. If he was at the command of dressing room, Chelsea would have not been playing like that. Taking out players doesn't play well. The second half start. Yeah, and again, does he have that dressing room mentality to lift up the spirits? Because apparently Tuchel lost the dressing room. Does Potter even have the dressing room in the first place? For everything that we flawed Tuchel, every single one of these Tuchel haters who flawed, who looked at Tuchel and was frowned upon his flaws, Potter has the exact same thing but worse. Potter is the exact same thing. That they go, oh, Tuchel lost the dressing room. Oh, does Potter even have the dressing room? Oh, Tuchel, played slow football. Potter's playing the exact same style of football. But let me bring. Let's bring this up before we get to the I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up because this is a major point. And it's from Big CFC Mark Source who brought this up. He says, trust the process. Look at Arsenal. This is Arsenal. Yeah, this was I think them about exactly a year ago. This was them. Horrible streak. Horrible streak. They're a horrible team, right? Now this is Chelsea now. Right? Horrible team. Now I look at this team. I look at manager. I said Mikel Arteta. Wow, I didn't rate Mikel Arteta, but the one thing I rate Mikel Arteta for is he saw the results and he took action to the results. He reacted to it. He got rid of Pepe. He got rid of Leno. He got rid of big players. He got rid of Bamiyang. Right? He fucking slapped Jack in the face and said, wake up. Right? He signed Partey. He signed Odegaard. He replaced that midfield. Got rid of Ceballos. Slapped Tyranny in the face. Woke him up. Got rid of Who was their old right back? I forgot their old right back, but they wanted Tomiyasu, right? Pablo Mari's gone. Holdings, bench player now. Mustafi, gone. The Luis, gone. He took action. He took discipline. He said, I want this. I know what I'm doing and I want to get rid of these players because they'll work out. Where are we doing that in Chelsea? How can we sit here and say trust the process and look at these Arsenal stats, right? And say, yeah, this is similar, but Arsenal took action. Arteta took action. We haven't done anything. We still have the same players. So wake up, and if you say this bullshit, and if you say, "Oh, Arsenal lost 10 games," or that look at Arsenal. If they trusted the process, they trusted the process because Mikel Arteta took action. He took action. He did it his own way. He didn't listen to the board. He fucking fixed Conte up under Unai, or for Unai. Personally, I think Unai shouldn't have got sacked that early. But Kroenke was hated by the Arsenal fans. Hated. Why? Because no manager stood up to him. Mikel Arteta comes in and says, Kroenke, I know more than you. I know what I want. I want this, this, and this, and this, and this. Right? Then he came in and he looked at Saka. He looked at Smith Rowe. He looked at these young boys and he didn't hype them up. He subbed them off some games. He didn't start them week in, week out. He rotated them because he didn't want to say, look at these players, they're invincible, like and have what we have, a Mason Mount who has double standards, who performs horribly week in, week out, but still starts. He didn't want that. He didn't want no double standards in this club, and he took action. Right? Brought in Odegaard, a leader, a young leader, to shape up this team. Brought in Gabriel Jesus. Brought in players who want to play for the club, and got rid of players who didn't want to play or who was fucking rubbish. Leno was a big fan of Arsenal. Loved that, but he was fucking shit. So they got rid of him. Brought in Ramsdale. And he has a good coaching team around him because he knows what he wants. Potter doesn't know what he wants. Potter doesn't know what he wants to do. I said Bowie's a flip-flop. Bowie comes in August, sacks the manager. That's not the best thing to do. Why is sacking the manager the best thing to do? If you want to sack the manager, wait a couple months, and then first thing to do is get rid of these players. That's what Arteta did. So if you want to sit here and you want to say, oh, look at Arsenal, they trusted the process. Look at what Arsenal had. They had Mikel Arteta, who took actions, who reacted to these losses and said, okay, I'm going to get rid of these players. I'm going to do something that no manager has done in years. I'm going to get rid of these bums. I'm going to get rid of all these players, sell them, loan them, just get rid of them. Because they're useless. And he realized that it's a team's fault. He brought in players he wanted. He brought in low personnel players, and he brought in some high personnel players. But eventually, he brought players who fitted the system, and he plays the same system he's had since he joined. Maybe switched up a couple here and there. Maybe pop Ben White and right back here and there. Worked out. But he took action. Come to this Chelsea team where we've just brought in a new manager, right? Who normally managers who come to this club actually start off very well and then decline, but now it's the opposite, isn't taking any actions to these losses. We're playing the same lineup, same players. We're just spending money, like buying Kuku, who, as I said, won't fix anything until we get rid of these players, or until we get more personnel in that creative role, or get more midfield. We're not taking action to these losses. We're not taking any reaction. So when Potter does that, I will sit here and I'll say, trust the process. But I'm not trusting any fucking process that you guys say because there's no action being fucking taken. So stop waffling and saying that there's going to be a process when no action is being taken. I go, oh, it's only Jan 2nd. Jan 2nd. Well, you can fucking look at contracts before Jan 2nd, before the player needs to go. You can go and look at clubs and who sells who. So by Jan 1, these players are fucking gone. You can do work before the window opens, guys. You guys fucking stupid. You guys can contact clubs, get these players signed, but they haven't done anything. They haven't done anything. So once we do and take action to these losses is when I'll say, we're in a rebuild, and I'm going to trust the process. But I'm not fucking saying any of those shit now. But yeah, Graham Potter is the biggest beta. He doesn't take any. It doesn't step up for himself. He's just, and I want to see him stand up for himself and not take shit. Like the way he sits with his arms crossed and his head down, and like a your child like moving like this. Like, I just don't see him, man. I just don't see him. Um, True, we knew Arsenal was in a massive trouble for whoever took on the Arsenal job. Loved how he kicked out all his bums and bringing in new young hungry players. Now cooking super Miko and Odie. And exactly, now everyone respects Mikel Arteta because he took action. He got rid of those bums. And some of you guys were very upset when you sold some of these players. Like when Aubameyang got sold, some of you guys were like, "Oh, like why is this?" Or even Pepe. There's a lot of fucking saw all these Pepe stands, and Pepe is the same as Havertz. They're both fucking shit. They're both overpriced and they're both shit. But once he got sold, and 2 weeks, 3 weeks went by, they realized, "Fuck, we don't even need this guy." So once he took actions and went against the fans and went over what he believed, it worked out. It worked out. So I want to see that's what and I want Tuchel to do that. I want Tuchel to stand up and take action for what he thinks. If he thinks Mason Mount's good enough, fucking sell the guy. And if you think he's good, well, fucking you can get sacked. Like Chelsea ain't a relegation matter. Well, yeah. And here's the thing: are we making top four? No, we're not making top four. Top four's done. Finito. The thing is, I'm not even going to say where we're going to finish. I don't care where we finish. I will care where we finish if we have the same players and Reece doesn't go for surgery, and we're not making it a reboot. But if we, as I said, if we go in a rebuild, Reece has surgery, we get rid of these players, and we finish 10th, I wouldn't care. I'm willing to go down one season, and I'm willing to take an L this season so we can become better and reach top four next season. Like. And the thing is, it won't take 5 years like for Arsenal. It won't take 4. It won't take it. It will take literally 8-9 months because we have Bowie who splash money. Like I was splash money, and we have some players who are decent. We just brought in new players. We do have somewhat of a decent players. We have one world class player. Arsenal never had a world class player when they were there. We had that one world class player, Reece James. Now it's time to just get the right personnel. Because Arsenal, remember, Arsenal didn't go splash 400 million, 600 million. We've been splashing cash, but it's not working out for us. They had one window where they splashed cash and it worked out for them. I want to have a window. For when one window, all I beg is one window where a player comes in and fucking performs. So when is the last player who came in and had an instant impact? I don't know. I can't tell. I could say maybe Edouard Mendy for that slight period, but again, now he's dropped off. For a consistent level, maybe the last player we had, possibly Chil, but Chil got injured. Again, Thiago Silva. That's the only one. Emery didn't want Pepe. It was an Arsenal board signing. Emery wanted Zaha, but they still got him. And then Arteta got rid of him. Again, the board wanted the board wanted Emery. Sorry, the board wanted Pepe, and then Arteta went against the board and got rid of Pepe. So Enzo for 120 million is too much. I don't think it's too much. I just think are we willing to take that risk now? Because we've had some transfer failures, man, and I don't know if I'm ready to take that risk. But I think Enzo's a good player. But are we as a club ready to take that risk to spend big money on a player who's had limited kind of exposure? He just got known after that World Cup. But we are looking at someone like and I was speaking about this guys last week. I said Joel Felix for Chelsea. Yeah, I said I think it's perfect if we get him on loan. But now think about it. Do we even need him? Do we even really need him? I don't think it's someone we need. And I think we should be focusing on some more other players. Example, like a creative cam, like someone who can just play fucking cam, man. Someone who can create. But let me get let's go through the bit of the ratings for the Nottingham game. It took Pep 2 years to win anything with Man City, and it took Klopp 4 years to win things at Liverpool. We should, yeah, as I said, Tuchel was that guy who was supposed to be rebooting. Now, everyone's gonna sit here and everyone's gonna say we should trust Potter because he's at the club now, right? But if he wasn't here, you guys wouldn't be jumping to a manager like Potter for one to trust. So we need to give Potter time when he starts taking action. But he hasn't done anything. He's been here and he's had the same lineup, but the same football, same bums that week in, week out. He doesn't take these risks. I just don't see why I should give Potter time when he hasn't prove to me. He needs to prove to me he deserves to have time. And I said, I would dictate Potter's results in August. However, I would dictate Potter's reaction to the losses now. So we'll see. But this is the lineup. Now, this is the only play I kept me. I said, I think we had, again, we didn't lose, we drew, but felt like a loss. Now, the one play I can sit here and I can say, the only good game, the only good season this season is Kepa Arrizabalaga. And I said to everyone last season, I said, Kepa's the man. I said, Kepa's the guy who's going to kill it for us. He's going to bench Mendy. He's going to be our new number one keeper. No one to believe me. But this season, he has been outstanding. He has proven to me that we don't need to go buy and spend big money on a big name keeper. We don't need it because we have him right here. I will go spend money on a secondary keeper to get rid of Mendy. And I'll go buy a young guy. So when time Kepa hits maybe age 31, he's going to be phasing out of his prime. We can slot in Selena or the secondary keeper. But Kepa for me is our number one for a while because he has been outstanding. Despite us being shit, he has been fantastic for us. He's done all he can. Because remember, as a keeper, you're not going to save 10 out of 10 shots. But he's been saving very important shots. That corner he had, couldn't do anything about it, mate. There was 8, 9 people in front of him. He pushed a couple off. He got pushed. Can't do anything about it. When you're in a corner, the words are protect your keeper. The keeper doesn't protect you. It's the other way around. And he done all he could. Unfortunately, he couldn't get it because there's 8 people standing in him. No one protected him. But for me, this guy is the real deal. He is our number one keeper. He ain't going anywhere. He's been our best player this season, despite us being absolutely horrendous. And I hope he can continue it because he deserves all the world. He deserves all the praise in the world right now, guys. Big Santiago, my man. Hope you're well. Let me know your thoughts and feelings on the game. 1-1. I want to hear what you're saying about this. What's in there? Regis and Mendy must have pissed off Potter and the ball not to be benched. Yeah, actually, where has he been? Is he not even on the bench? Oh, it says, yeah, look, it doesn't even say why he's injured. Just says injured. Yeah, the guy's definitely thinking. Monster CFC has been hiding since Lukaku left. Monster is a Lukaku. Well, Monster hasn't been hiding. He's still been here. He's still been, disrespecting Jorginho, but propping a player who doesn't even play for our club. But I remember me and Monster had a big discussion, Jam. This was August. I said to him, under Tuchel, we need to get more attackers because this attack shit. And I said the reason for our midfield declining is because of their age. We know the midfield's on a decline. We know this, and we definitely need to get a new midfield. But the attacks are fully fit week in, week out. They're young, they're at their prime, but they're horrendous week in, week out. So I think next time I see Monster, I think he's gonna try and say that he was right. But it was common sense that we all need to get a midfielder, but our attack needed to be prioritized. We got Sterling. We got a bad man, but then we lost the manager who signed them. So back to square one. That's the thing. We signed players under manager, and we started to rise up the levels, and then we sacked him. So we went back to ground zero. And that's the thing for me. We shouldn't have sacked the manager that quick. But let's get to the ratings. Kepa for me gets 9 out of 10. Man of the match for me as well. I think he's just outstanding. He's calm. He's collective. He's fought for that number one spot. I don't want to see Edouard Mendy anywhere near this pitch. FA Cup game, Kepa starts. Carabao Cup game, Kepa starts. And I was I'm a bit concerned maybe that time off he kind of maybe would have slipped out of form, but he still has it, man. He still has it. So I'm very happy for Kepa. Big player, big game player, big player for our club, most important player in our club. He needs to stay for a long time. Don't disrespect this guy. And to all the Mendy fans, and everyone said Mendy would start on the Potter. Where are you guys hiding? Because this guy's number one. This guy's a real deal. What's all this noise about Rice? He's an average player. Personally, I don't rate any player high by English fans. They are usually overrated bums. And Rice is an horrendous player. He's rubbish. He's bang average. He's not going to fix his team. If you lose, look at him last game. He got Like, hang on. The same thing Chelsea fans were complaining about Jorginho yesterday. Declan Rice did it last week. Like, let me see if I can find. Let me see if I can find. I want to find the exact. There was an exact clip. It was like, oh, Jorginho recoveries, and it was a video of Jorginho not recovering the ball. But the thing is, this Declan Rice did the exact same thing, And the thing is, for me, that's just a bias. Again, it's just this double standards that they have for English players. So I think for me, Declan Rice should not step anywhere near Chelsea. He's a horrendous player. And if the manager is selling him, despite him being their captain, despite him being young and being in form, why would David Moyes turn around and sell him? Because that's what supposedly Chelsea fans are telling me, that David Moyes wants to sell him, that he wants to come to Chelsea. So why would David Moyes get rid of such a great talented player when West Ham are now entering the top six? They're entering to be a big club. So why would he sell him? That's my question. Just there finally guys, the last hope for good striker because we've tried everything. I think Brozier was a decent player, but unfortunately Brozier's done. I think his career's probably done. UCL, he's gone for a year. We've seen what happened to these guys who have UCL. Um we saw someone like Brozier who not Bro, Callum Hudson-Odoi, Loftus-Cheek. These guys they tear their ACL and unfortunately they don't come back to their best fit. So I don't know about Brozier, man, but this is for fun is our last hope, guys. And hopefully our new DLF, our new scouting team can hopefully they really pick the right player because we need this guy to perform and we need him. We don't want him to perform, mate. We need this guy to perform. When Kepa almost wanted him to leave, Matt was asking the girls to change Kepa or Mendy. That would be a funny man. Yeah, I got to do a round two for that, guys. Guys, come below round two. Go up to random people and say Kepa or Mendy, man. But I remember Kepa FaceTimed me transfer deadline day, and I said, you're staying. And he goes, yeah, I am. So I thought everyone Kepa was staying. Everyone thought he was gone. I said, yeah, that's the real glue to our team. This is the real glue. Let me bring up this actually. Before, there's some breaking news with Conte. Let me bring this up. Breaking news: Conte, Chelsea, and N'Golo Conte in talks on different terms for new contracts as current one expires in June. Situation has changed after slow negotiations in the last month. Now, as I said for Conte, guys, Conte needs to leave. Conte is done. If these fans are saying that they want Jorginho gone, Conte needs to go. If you guys are saying Conte needs to go, Jorginho needs to go. They both need to go. Conte open to discuss if on salary he loves the club and hopes to stay. It's 50-50 situation now. What, is he going to cut his salary to stay? Okay, he's not going to do that. I think everyone thinks Conte is this fucking absolute nice guy. He's not. He's a person, guy. He's on a lot of money a week. Like I'm going to keep Conte. Like he loves his club. Of course he loves his club. He gets paid 250k a week. Of course he's going to love it. And no one's going to probably match those wages in a top six club. Mikel learned everything from what Pep did when he arrived at Manchester by kicking out all the players who didn't suit his style. Can Potter do that? And that's the question. Collins, that's the question. That's the thing. My thing on Potter is, can he react? Can he take charge? Can he kick out all these players who doesn't suit his style? Or is shit? Kick them out. He needs to do that. We have an inanimate object. Man, we have. It's just like, is he even there? Like, does he like? It's just this. I wake up, the same lineup, and you could take away the score, and I would say, yes, same shit, same day. Like I said, we would be 14th right now if it wasn't for Kepa. Don't guys remember that the two, like we would have been 6 points down if it wasn't for Kepa. 9 points, sorry, 9 points. There's three games, and it's just when I see that and I see our keeper is saving us week in week out, but these players are doing nothing to support him. That's why I turn around and look at the other players. I said, these guys are rubbish, horrendous. He's always been a better keeper. I've always said under Lampard was an absolute twat as a manager. I would say whatever the fuck I want about him because it's the truth. Frank Lampard was a bad manager. He disrespected Jorginho. He disrespected Kepa. He disrespected half our players just so Mason Mount can start and Mason can get all the praise. All right. Kepa was going through the mental health issues with his girlfriend. No one wants to talk about that. Oh, but Mason Mount got sick for 2 days. Mason Mount did a TikTok. Like, it's just fucking embarrassing, man. It's just Potter can't do this. He's a beta male. Sometimes I want to say it's just his mentality is rubbish. Everything about him. I don't like the guy. I don't like him. He needs to prove to me why he should stay. And the way he proves to me is he'll stay if he picks up his leadership, if he proves that he's playing and he takes action. Just take action. That's all I want to fucking see him do. Potter needs to take action in transfer market. Jorginho, Aspi, Havertz, Pulisic. Mate, like, more than that. Like Papa Ram, Barbara, Bakayoko, Lukaku, the last worry. We need to get rid of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. About 10 players need to go already. Like these are the main concern. Like you look at Bakayoko, like who cares about them? I'll fly through his Aspilicueta, 7.1. The fuck know how you got that. I'll give him a 5. Horrendous game. Finished player. Koulibaly, he's been a very big worry. I think he's done okay. I'll give him a 6.5 for yesterday. I think he's done okay, but he hasn't lived up to the expectation we signed him for. Silva, I don't think he had a good game. I think he's just Silva's tired, man. Silva's done. Like Silva's finished. Like the guy was just passing the ball around the same places, and he's done so good. He doesn't deserve to stay here, man. I think he should go, but I'll give him another 7. Cucurella, I think did all right. He had a decent game. I'll give him a 7 as well. Just a bit clumsy here and there, man. Jorginho, I'll probably give him a 5.5. Don't think he had the best of games. I think he needs to leave on a high, as the highest note he can. I think this season is the season he leaves, but he's had an absolutely fantastic career for us. He's been one of a hell of a player. But I think that's it. Zakaria needs to start more. I love his aggression. You just see him versus 4 Nottingham play for us. No one's come and help. I think I looked at my phone. It's really holding for some reason. I think no, Zakaria needs to be starting more for sure. And I said I think Zakaria is a better signing than Rice. I think Zakaria is better than Rice, and for the price we got him for his physicality, for his positioning, he fits our system much more. He can play with in this role as a rotational midfielder. He can play next to end zone, and think he'll work out absolutely fucking fantastically. So I think Zachary is a ball of a player, and I want to see him play more. I want us to buy him. I want us to really buy him if he continues his form. Sterling, I'll give him probably like a 5. Tapping goal. Other than that, did nothing. Mount, usual 2, did nothing. Banger, below average, common below average footballer game. I mean, nothing to say about him. Pulisic, I think, was a bit decent. I'll probably give him a 6.5. I think we need to see more of him. And I would give Pulisic 3 months, just play him every week. Or, somewhat. I just want to see him play. Same with I want to see Ziyech. I want to see these guys just play. Because they don't play enough. They play one game, they get benched. Like, I want to see Pulisic next game. City, I want to see him play next City game. Because who else is there to come and play? I don't care. Like, I would rather him play now and then until Kuku comes in and there'll be another one he has to fight for his position. So starting now when there's no one better than him to start there, start him. We can out, start him. Havertz 3 usual, stock standard. Sky's blue. Kepa's a 10. Havertz got a 2. That's the rotation it goes. Kovacic came on, I give him a 5.5. Wasn't really enough there. I just don't think he wanted to play, honestly. I think he's done with his club. Ziyech, most creative output that any of the attackers had in the head for the 20 minutes he was there. Probably give him a 6. I think it was alright. I want to see him start next game. Gallagher, a 2. Oh my god, this guy's just a road runner. Lose the ball and fouls him. Like, it's just shit. Gallagher's shit. But guys, let's get. I don't know. Hang on, we got 20 people in here. How many likes do we have, guys? We have 15 likes for 20 people in here, guys. Let's smash that like button right now. I want everyone to stop what they're doing. Like the goddamn stream right now. I don't know why we're not on 20 likes, but get that up. Aubameyang, like a 4, 3, 2. Nothing you can say. I think he should maybe got that goal, but I don't know, man. And I look at it. I look at how many people injured, man. How is Loftus-Cheek injured? He's been fucking gone. Oh my god, that's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. Potter is out. Please say it. I don't know what that means. I reckon at halftime they don't even talk about football. It's probably just a general chat. Probably they're probably like, oh, what'd you have for breakfast? I'm gonna grab a coffee after this. Mason Mount probably doing TikTok dances at halftime. Havertz was doing his makeup. Like it's just. Do they even? Is there any aggression? Is there any urgency? No. Took Silva first season to him to dab to the Premier League. And didn't even take Silva. So it took him like 2-3 weeks. I just think Koulibaly just unfortunately isn't up that expectation. I think another bad choice of personnel that we picked. I think he'll be a decent footballer for us. Someone maybe like a Christensen. He's here and there. Like he's an average player that has some special moments, but I don't think he'll be anything to the extreme level. Like nothing like a Rudiger, like what Rudiger could have done. I think Rudiger was outstanding. We if we were going to sell Rudiger, we lost him for £0. That is absolutely embarrassing. We net in a left-footed direct right wing so that Sterling can play on the left where he can he's comfortable. Yeah, and I don't know why he's not playing that left. He's not playing. He's not playing as wide. Like he's not playing as a wide player. I see him always so indirect. He's always I see him at the edge of the box. I want to see my wingers hit the corner flag. Like create space, open space. I just see him like in the middle sometimes. Like what the fuck are you doing here? But I know overall, I think it's just a loss. There's nothing. And you come to the next game where we play City, and I would say like City. Oh no, so we play City next. Is that City next? Yeah, Friday, Thursday. And I look at the City game and I say, okay, what happens here? I know Kepa's 100% starting. I'll say Cucurella's an instant start, Silva an instant start, Pulisic probably an instant start. The rest, Zakaria start. But who else? I don't care. I don't care. I'm at that stage. I don't care who starts. I just want to see them gone. Like I don't care if Mount scores 5 goals against City next week. I want to give two shits, right? And if that happens, the sun might not rise the next day anyway. But if Mount scores 6 goals against City, I want to give two shits. Like they still need to leave. If Havertz scores a scissor kick, he still needs to leave. Like these players are just not consistent, and then they need to leave. And people, I got a question out there, and someone said to me, if Mason Mount goes to Ajax and he wins trophies, he wins Player of the Season in Ajax, they win the league every season, but they don't come close to Champions League football. But he becomes one of Ajax's best players ever. Would you sell him? And I said, I said, yes, absolutely. I will sell Mason Mount for the sake of, if Mason Mount goes to Ajax and balls it out, I will clap my hands and I will shake it. I say, congratulations. Because it's unfortunately, this team is not Mason Mount's team is not Chelsea. Mason Mount, this is not his club. His club is wherever he performs best. Same as Havertz. This is not their heart. It's not their passion. Chelsea's not their die for all. They need to leave where they can play good football, and they play good football is an easier league. So, Christensen was terrible for us. He was. I've said Christensen's probably like that player who's a bang average footballer. He had those garbage moments, but then he has average moments. He was nothing special for me. But obviously Lewis absolutely loved him. Scapman says, get Werner back to the club, sign RB sack Potter. So Havertz and Werner. So Havertz and Mount. Yeah, I would definitely not take Werner back to this club. Absolutely not. But I will definitely sack Havertz and Mount. Or some Havertz and Mount because they need to go. They need to go. No, I tell you, the day that we sell Mason Mount is a day we succeed. It's a day we become primal. Hi Matt, big up to Liam Lane. This club is going backwards. 100%. This club is going backwards. We're absolutely shambolic. I think there's a fab tweet as I'm hearing. It's just what I read out. Nothing new. No worries. But yeah, we are going backwards. Nothing's happening with this club. I said, I can never be Potter out because I was never Potter in. So to make me Potter in, Potter needs to take action to these losses. He needs to say, all right, Mount, you're gone. Havertz, you're gone. Jorginho, bye. Aspi, but he needs to start taking action and getting rid of these players. Like we need to just get rid of these players. And people say, I would rather not have a striker than have Havertz up front because at least I'll know we're in a change because at least it gives an open spot for another striker to come in and prove himself. Right? So get rid of these players as quick as possible. Get them out. We don't need them. Just fucking piss me off, man. Piss me off. Oh yeah, Christensen was Christian was the biggest bitch. You know, he was a as I call him, um, bitch and sin Christina. Yeah, we will become much better midfield, and not just that. We won't become because obviously we become that because we're getting in the midfield. Enzo Fernandez is obviously better than Jorginho right now. Um, but we'll become better in attack when Mount leaves. When Havertz leaves, we'll become better when these big name players who get protected leave. Jorginho is not a problem because we have Enzo Fernandez to come and I'm confident in Enzo coming in and working out. But I still look at it, I say Mount's still here. Havertz is still here. So I can't see and clap my hands that Jorginho's leaving because these bums are still here. Potter must commit to change or he will pay the price. 100% big up to Bobby. Yes, he must commit or as I said, Bobby, I'm not even Potter in, man. Because I can't be Potter in. I'm not Potter out because I can't be Potter out. I'm neither because I never wanted him in the first place. His position is cutting oranges and putting makeup. Get him back to fucking Leipzig. I don't or wherever Leverkusen. Sal Havertz amount. Stay away from Enzo. This guy has no motivation. He won the World Cup. Another young overhyped. James Milner in midfield. Oh my god. No. Potter will just keep picking the from exactly. So when are we gonna realize Mount needs to go? No, I just keep saying because no one's answering me this question. When are fans gonna come out and say, I admit Mount needs to go. I admit Havertz needs to go. I admit Aspie's finished. I admit, Loftus-Cheek is done. Gallagher has no hope. When are we gonna admit that? When are these fans gonna admit that? Because I've been admitting it for a year and a half now. But no. Havertz not the problem and should not leave. Probably you can't say that. So you can't sit here and say Havertz not a problem, but Jorginho is. How can you say that? I can't see Bobby. That's just double. That's just waffle. You can't sit here and say Havertz not a problem, but sit here and say Jorginho is. You got to be consistent. Havertz is rubbish, and I said Havertz is a talented player, but we haven't executed him properly, and it's too late to execute him because he's found this league is too hard for him. He needs a lot of support, and we are yeah. Bobby, I don't care the fuck. I don't care who the replacements are. Get rid of him. Bring in. I would rather Amari Hutchinson start than Mason Mount will. I would rather that new guy Fafana starting striker than Havertz. I would rather them. I would rather other people in our academy get a shot than these bums because they've been here for years. No rubbish. If we're really saying who would replace, I'll go get Ivan Toney, Wilfred Zaha, experienced goal scorer who's played in the Premier League who can score a goal. What position is Mount even in? Mount, if you're talking him in a cam role, I'll start Chukwuemeka. I'll start as an 8, Chukwuemeka. 100%. If you want to go sign a player, we can go sign players. We can go scout more players. We can go get them. There's so many what replacement? There's so many replacements. I'll go sign an under 15-year-old from Saudi Arabia to replace Mount because he's rubbish. I wouldn't know. Tammy is even a worse option. Tammy does not know where the net is. Tammy does not know where the net is. I admit Mount needs to go. Havertz needs to go. Davies finished. Gallagher has no future. Yeah, Gallagher is done. Horrible. But again, you can't sit here and say Havertz needs to stay. What does Havertz bring? I can't sit here and name me one thing Havertz and Mount brings. I can't. I can't tell you, but you can't sit here, Bobby, and tell me Jorginho needs to leave, but Havertz can stay because what was your thing? Is because it's not a problem. How explain to me how Havertz is not a problem? How many goals has he scored this season? 1, 2, 3, 4? How many? He's 23 as well. Like he's not even young anymore. He's not a young kid. 4 goals, man. Come on, it's fucking embarrassing. What's our standards, man? Yes, I've been saying this for a year. Give him the arm badge, 100%. I'll save that Magic Kim. So I'll get to that soon. We'll do that in about 20 minutes. Actually, let me see if Prime's around. I want to talk to Prime. Simple. Mount Gallagher, RSC are not Chelsea level. Kante used to save Chelsea. In his absence, CT is gone, and now we are seeing Georgie Mateo. Yeah, as I said, like we know Jorginho is kind of becoming a problem because he's getting old. Yes, he's old. It's time to move on. But Mount's fucking 23. He's supposed to be young. He's garbage. He's horrendous. I haven't turned. Yeah, yeah, shitty. Yeah. That man got caught and he still does it. How can you not care who the replacement are? It's not progressive. Well, I've just told you replacements. Havertz, get him out and get Fofana to start there. I'd rather Fofana to start there than Havertz there any fucking day of the week. You want to go get another striker? Go get Ivan Toney. Go get Wilfred Zaha. There you go. I just told you replacements. For Mount, Sal Mount, you can start Amari. You can start Chukwuemeka there. You can start Amari Hutchinson there. You want to go buy a player? Go buy a Porter player, McAllister if you want. Just around there. I'm just throwing out there. We can go buy players. We can go scout more players. We can use our youngsters. I would rather use them than these bums who have not been progressing. They are not going to get any better. They've been at their peak. Now they're failing. They're dropping. They're not out of form. They're just rubbish. So I would rather start other players who have who have talent, who have a long life, to play football, and who want to play for this club. So I don't think Mount wants to play for this club. I'll tell you right now. Give it to someone, man. Be up to you. Clearly, the rebuilding job is from top to bottom. And I'm telling Bobby, I said before, to rebuild, you have to get rid of players. Bobby, you can't sit and tell me that Chelsea are in a rebuild when you want Havertz and Mount to stay. You can't tell me where we are rebuilding anything when these bums are still here. You can't tell me that. A rebuild means you get rid of declining players who are not good or not the manager's players. Mount and Havertz are not good enough for this team. They need to go. Then I will sit and say we're in a rebuild. But we're not. Be up to Fade Pandemic, my man. Be up to you, my man. He says, you are not a real club when one player rechains is out of your whole club, falls apart. It's horrible to watch. We played a good half against Ball, and when Jalen... 100%. 100% agree. And I said this. I said, you failed when you rely on Reece James to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Kepa Arrizabalaga, a guy who was discarded by every single fan, now he's come back to light and he's saving us week in, week out. But on the pitch, we need players on the pitch, and the only player on the pitch that we can consistently rely on is Reece James. When he's gone, we're shambolic. And that's how you know our club is falling apart. And that's how you know we need to get rid of players. If you sit here and you say, it's against Nottingham Forest. You say Reece James is not here against Nottingham Forest. Reece James hasn't been here for Nottingham Forest, a championship club, and you're going to tell me that there's nothing wrong with this team. You're going to tell me that we shouldn't get rid of these players. You're telling me Mountain Havertz should stay. When Reece James is here, we somehow play better. When he's gone, we're horrendous. Doesn't that tell you that these players are rubbish? I don't know how to tell it to you guys. Kepa is shit. No, he's not. He's literally... If Kepa wasn't here this season, guys, we'll be 14th, 15th. If Mendy was still here, it'll be 2-1. If Mendy was here, we'll be 16th. We'll be fine in relegation. Because Kepa's played us individually for 3 games, and he's proven himself. He's the number one. He's the best keeper in the Premier League. He has the highest save percentage. And he's played a lot of games. So you can't tell me and say Kepa's shit when he's the best keeper in the Premier League right now. Despite the team doing shit. And I said this with Tushimeni as well. I said, Tushimeni is a player who stands out for his club and plays fantastic week in, week out, despite his team being shit. And Real Madrid signed him. Right? So when you see someone like Kepa, he's performing week in, week out, doing all he can. He's saving us. He's doing all he can as a keeper. And he's playing fantastically. That's how, and he's the best keeper in the league, despite a team being shit. That's how you know he's a fucking a phenomenal player. Baller. Yeah, I don't want to see Loftus-Cheek anywhere near the right wing back. He's done. Reece James overrated everything. Oh my god, no, he's not. I don't think you say Kepa shit. Reece James is shit. You've never watched football in your life. But I want everyone right now to smash the like button, guys. We are on 8 guys. 118 likes. We got 22 in here. We need to get to 25 likes right now, guys. Come on, no excuse to 25 likes now. Kepa to win the Yashin Trophy, mate. This guy, if he continues his form, I will give him player of the season. 100%. I'll give him the Yashin. Again, but we knew Marina was shit. We knew she was rubbish. The thing is, we just need to get rid of him ourselves. Like Marina left. Marina was horrible. We got rid of Marina. We got rid of Barkley, Werner. We had some changes there. Wasn't really enough, But come January, we need to keep going. We need to keep going. We need to start getting rid of these players. Go, like, see ya. Go, go, go. Get out, get out. Please let him go. You're talking about you're talking about Mount Havertz, talking about Kepa. I'm not sure you're talking about. Big up to you, Ibrahim, my man. Reece James is the best fullback in the world. Yeah, 100%. And I think, unfortunate thing is, he needs to get that surgery. He needs to, if we want him to become and continue to be the best right wing back, whatever you call him, in the world, I need to fucking see him progressing to change. But James deserves it. Reece James deserves 200k a week. He deserves it. He's the only fucking one who deserves to be on this team, deserves to have that pay rise, deserves to get that contract extension. He was the only one who deserved it. You realize how Mount isn't getting a contract extension because they know he's fucking garbage. Carmen Parker, hi, you okay? Not really, because his team's fucking horrendous. Mr. Haaland, yeah, when again, and people were blaming Tuchel that season when Tuchel didn't get any help. Reece got to do. Yeah, he has to. Reece needs to do the surgery because Reece doing the surgery shows to me that he is willing to take off a season, and Chelsea are willing to let a season go to rebuild because we're not rebuilding. The guys, this bringing in Kuku, bringing in who do we even sign that guy from Monaco? What the fuck's his name again? I don't even know his name. Barashali. I don't know. I never watched him play, but bringing these players is not rebuilding. We're not rebuilding shit, right? We're adding stuff. We're not getting rid of stuff. Mate, we're keeping the old shit, old toys, mate. All right, yeah, we're gonna get the brand new toy, but these old toys aren't working. We need to get rid of them, and that's when you know you're in a rebuild, mate. Because we're knocking a house down and building a new one. Yeah, that's what we're doing. But right now, we're just buying new furniture. We're buying a new bathroom, despite we haven't even knocked down the house yet. How can we start rebuilding the house if we haven't even knocked it down yet? So these players aren't going to fix anything because these bums are still here. And I tell you this, Kugel comes in, but Mel will still start week in, week out. It doesn't change anything. Yeah. Yeah, facts. And sorry. James bad in defense. I'm sorry. I don't want to hear any disrespect. James is probably he can play anyway and he'll still perform. Who truly cares? Mason has been there for his entire childhood and still doesn't want proud. When Silva is out, I know James is unbad, maybe even now. For me personally, I'll give it to Kepa. I think he's the only one. I think he's probably, despite Reece James, I think him, as I said, him and Reece James, I think the only ones who really have been flying this season, who'd be giving that all. No one else has. No one else has. I'm just reading. I'm just seeing Twitter. Um, I'm just gonna refresh, see what's happening. Anything new? This went content there. Haaland would struggle at Chelsea due to lack creative in midfield attack. Haaland would score 10 goals at Chelsea, Man City, Yeah, and I mean, obviously we need to fix on that creativity standpoint. But again, when do strikers, or yeah, I see that, but Haaland would still be better than fucking Lukaku. Final 18 minutes, I feel like he will be great for our future. He could be a huge part of the club. And as I said, I would sell Havertz so I can see Fofana consistently start. So I think I think Fofana's our last hope. I really think we've got Broja injured, we've got Havertz flopped. He is really our last source of hope. But yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it up here soon, guys. I want to just reiterate what I kind of discussed this stream, guys. I discussed that for me, Graham Potter. For me, I'm not Graham Potter out because I was never Graham Potter in. For me to become Graham Potter in, I need Graham Potter to react to these losses and make some changes and take action to it. Because I'm not going to dictate his results to the end of August, to the end of September, but I'm going to dictate how he reacts to these losses. Is he going to start selling Mount? Is he going to start selling Havertz? Is he going to start dropping them? Is he going to start starting our youngsters who actually want to play the football, who want to show that they have what it takes to keep starting? Because Chukwuemeka came on for 5 minutes yesterday, and I saw that boy wanted to play football. He wanted to show the manager he can start consistently. You see Mount, why does Mount need to improve? Because he starts every week. So the guy goes, oh fuck it, I'll make TikToks and rather than train. So For me, Potter can Potter fix Chelsea's mess? The way Potter can fix his mess if he gets with these players and he takes action. If he becomes a bad boy, if he becomes a bad boy and he becomes a leader, he has aggression, he takes action. I will sit here and I'll say Potter him. If he gets rid of him, if he sells him out, I'm Potter him because I know that Potter is for change. I know Potter wants to change his team. I know Potter wants what he wants, not what the fans wants. And the people comparing this to Arsenal don't compare our process to Arsenal's process. Mikel Arteta took action. He sold he sold players that the board wanted. He sold players that the fans wanted, but he took the action. Look where they are. So if we did the same to Chelsea, we'll succeed. I think he will be, and that's why we need to start him. We need a young midfield. We have talent from Musa, maybe even spreading a payload for Bellingham, but they need exactly. I think for me personally, I will go and I'll get some young, but I will go and get these young guys for 20, 30 mil. I don't think Bellingham's that guy to go spend 140 mil on him because I think we've just taken so many. Like when has a transfer over 80 mil worked for us? Havertz didn't work. Lukaku didn't work. Kepa was the only one who worked out, but he's not valued at that price. We just paid a fucking horrible price for him. So it's just when has it worked? It just hasn't really worked signing that big player for that money. So I wouldn't. I don't know. Even Enzo's a bit worrying to me. And I said that I like Enzo to play, but is it the right time to splash that cash? Potter needs to understand that a nice bubbly attitude is exactly. It doesn't. Brighton it maybe would have had it. Because you finished ninth, you finished 10th, here and there, but it's not it. Man City were playing good football when they didn't have strikers on the pitch. They played with false lines. Yeah, and they still were playing well. They didn't even have a striker, and they still played well. It's not the M. Not sure what that means at the end. But guys, I want everyone to smash the like button right now. We've got 28 people in here. Let's get the 25 likes before we wrap it up, guys. We've got a big stream today. It's just disappointing. We got Man City double this week. We got Man City, Fulham. I think Man City again, if I'm not mistaken. So it's an absolute. I don't want to say bad time for us, but it's a difficult time for us. I'll probably be live. I'll be live about that Thursday, the day before the match. I'll be live, and I'll discuss the preview for the City game. It's gonna be an early wake up for me, 7 a.m. Wake up for the game, hopefully to a game because that is again that City game is a must win. Do we win it? let's all be honest. Let's all be honest. Are we gonna beat City? Probably not. But I want to see some changes. I want to see the manager take out changes. As I said, I'll say for the last time before I wrap it up. Potter needs to take action on selling these players. Let's finish this chat and I'm going to head off. Be up to Mr. Gatitu. Be up to my man. Hope you're well. I want you to smash the like button. I seriously feel like we can turn around, but not with Potter. Okay. I miss Conte. Yeah, but Conte is finished now. City are not playing good like they used to. Watch matches. Kid, I did. And they are playing as well, but they're still a better team than us, and they will fucking smash us next week. But I think Cancelo didn't play last week, which is what's concerning. But Haaland is doing good. Haaland is the player that we're discussing, and Haaland is killing it. So we haven't watching football. Would you take the guy that we let off? Is this the one that we let off? Musa? Yunus Musa. Is this that American guy? I've never watched him play. I have no idea. I'm hoping that these Americans then become the next kind of like English players where we give them like I don't know this thing. What's your top four predictions from the Don? I don't want to say Arsenal first, but maybe might be happening. But I'll say probably City. I don't know. I don't think Liverpool make it. I don't think Chelsea make it. I don't think Tottenham make it. Really, I think it's Arsenal, City. I don't know. It's so hard. It's so hard to predict because I look at it now. Wait, am I on full screen? City's in front, but if City lose next week and Arsenal win, they're gonna be 10 points in front. And 10 points in front, are we? No, we're not mid-season. Mid-season's in 2 more match days. I think 21, and I think we count that as kind of halfway. I think that was like the rule because of the World Cup. But man, I think United make top four. I think United. I think as it stands, mate. I think maybe Newcastle make top four as well. I think genuinely they might make it. If maybe Liverpool doesn't they make it, I think Newcastle may make it. Because I think Tottenham and Chelsea won't make it. Mate, Fulham seventh. Fuck me. That's embarrassing. Man. I can't believe it. We have to Abdullah, my man. It says, will it take a miracle in order for Chelsea to get top? It will. It'll take an absolute miracle because we are, how far are we off from top four? We are, we're not, yeah, I mean, we're about 7 points from top four. We're not that far, but we're far. And it will take a miracle because teams aren't going to just start dropping out of nowhere. Like, if we won this game, I could have said maybe there was a bit of a chance. But now we're 2 points because Tottenham lost 2-0 to Villa. So that, we would have been on 27 points and we would have been just off, top four. We would have been just there. And we have one game in hand. So we would have had that advantage. But Liverpool now have been winning. They've had that win streak. They're versing Brentford tomorrow. So I really don't see us. I really don't see it. I really don't see it. Be able to J, my man, be able to Jason. We have zero bite in midfield. Soft as hell. We used to play be a tough side. Terry, Ivanovic. Now, we could play 0 passing despite. And I, again, cleared their wood. And I said 11, 10 players need to go. It's embarrassing how much our standards have dropped to a point where Mason Mount getting a 6.8 is classified as the glue to our team. Like, that's just embarrassing. So, we need to get rid of their wood, but I don't know what he classifies that wood because for me, Havertz needs to go despite him starting week in, week out. So I think if you're not performing good, get the fuck out. Because Havertz hasn't performed since the Champions League goal. Since it's called the Champions League goal, when has he had a good game? Tell me. Someone name me a fucking moment when Havertz has had a good game despite since the Champions League. Tell me. It's embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. But we got 30, guys, 31 people in here, 25 likes. Let's get to 30 likes right now, guys. Come on. And make sure everyone turns that notification bell on because we're going to be discussing this, guys. We're gonna start bringing on more people so we're going to have some guests and stuff. But I messaged a couple people. I messaged them too late. I messaged them like 2 hours ago because I completely forgot that I was on the stream today. But we are going to start streaming more consistently. I did, obviously, the World Cup had that bit of a break. But we are going to keep coming up a bit more. Can I give you inside news? Chelsea will sign De Jong and not Enzo in 10 days. Let's see if you're right, my man. Let's see if you're right. See if you're right with that one. What's the biggest position problem for me? It's right back and midfield. We have what are your options and also who needs more minutes for me is push and for Fafana, if it's a new Fafana or Wesley. But the most position that's needed for me, I'm thinking about what I said last week when we won because it's the same sense. I'll probably say a right back first because I think midfield we got Zakaria, Kovacic that can start. Jorginho's kind of there. By him declining, but Kante is kind of there, who's declined. But I think Aspie's just finished. Aspie's just done. Go get me Walker Peters, Hakim. Just give me someone who can play that position. Someone who can play in that right wing. That's all you got to do. Just look at that resume, and the resume will say, "Yeah, I play right wing back for a year. Go hide. Just play in that position. That's all I need." And make sure the manager signs it and the manager backed it. That's all I want. But for me, who needs to start more minutes is definitely Pulisic. 100% Pulisic needs to start more minutes. Pulisic, Zakaria, which I'm seeing, and more of Lewis Hall, more of Hutchinson, more of these players because I've seen that these players on the pitch don't want to play. They're not progressing. So why start players when they're shit and they're not progressing? They have no hope. I'd rather start someone like Amari Hutchinson or Chukwuemeka because they have potential and they need to prove to the manager that they have potential. But why would I start Mount when Mount hasn't progressed since 2020 and he plays shit week in, week out? What does he have to prove left? He's done. He's finished. Get him out. At least these other guys have something that they got somewhat of a thing to prove. That they just signed, so they have that urge to fight to play. Potter has not only the team in his hand but also mental health on a lot of fans. I heard that he had a psychology degree. Good on him. He has a psychology degree. We're not fucking winning games because of a psychology. I can't believe fans use that as a fucking as like an example that why we should sign him. He has a psychology degree. He knows that mentally cope with players. What the fuck does that mean? Sounds like he just gets no bitches. We might as well play with the youth. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just play with them. It can't get any worse than playing Mason Mount in the midfield. I'm sorry. It can't get any worse. So I would start these guys, then Mason Mount. At least have something to prove. And exactly, it can't get any worse. Pod's also not good yesterday. He needs to figure out what. I think the other one was Ziyech. Ziyech came on and Ziyech at least showed something. I think he showed it more than Sterling did all game. That he came out and said, "Oh, actually, Ziyech is another one. I want to start playing more. I want to see Pulisic play for 2 months consistently. Just, minimum a month. Just play him week in week out for just a month straight. Because you've been doing that for Mount and Havertz. It hasn't worked out. Why not try the fucking Pulisic? Maybe they might try out. Like it just genuinely just baffles me. But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. We're still at 23 in here. Who else is live? Is anyone else live? We can send you guys over to them now. Guys, Chelsea Perspective is live on everyone right now to go over to Chelsea Perspective. Tell him you're from me. Say you're from Matt Zivoy. And he's gonna be discussing the same thing as well. Let's finalize these chats so we can head it off. Be able to Willie bless my man. Potter should tackle the team problem one at a time. You can't transform the whole team at once. And I heard this. I've been hearing this statement. Rome wasn't built in a day. Well, Rome was built something in a decade. We haven't started anything. Nothing's changed. The window's open. We can sell players. I'm more concerned on selling. I want players sold first. And Kuku comes in, good on him. These players come in, fine. Right? But sell these bums first. Tell them first. That the code could be changed. As I said, for me, Potter's not that guy, but Potter's not that priority right now. I mean, Potter's not the priority to get changed. I think he maybe needs to get changed soon, but for me, it's a priority. Yeah, but it's always such a big for you tuning in, my man. Always a pleasure to see every single one of you guys in the house. Be able to Reggie, Mabas, Faye Epidemic, a new viewer I've just seen today. Be able to you always had some great points. Jay, the house, the Don, be able to everyone who joined and everyone who was just watching and lurking without commenting. Be able to you guys as always. Smash the like button, guys. As a live Thursday morning, we'll be discussing some more. Unfortunately, we'll be discussing more Chelsea. I know we have to discuss this team, but as I said, it felt like a loss last night, guys. But go over to Chelsea Perspective. Check him out. He's live right now. He's discussing Vardio, Bacciolo, Enzo Fernandez, and all these other transfer news stuff. So go over to him. He's live now. Like to tell him that I sent you guys, so he knows. But that's it for today's stream, guys. Hope everyone did enjoy, and I will see you guys next one. Tic tac, tic tac, tic tac, tic tac.